The virus outbreak is raising important issues for Catholics. Many center around the celebration of Mass and how to best confront the disease. Joining us now is Monsignor Guy Massie, pastor of Sacred Hearts and St. Stephen Church here in Brooklyn. Monsignor, thanks for joining us. The Diocese of Brooklyn is urging common sense, telling parishioners, yes, don't come to church if you're not feeling well. Net TV televises the Mass at 5 p.m. and again at 6:30 every day, Monday through Friday. But how does this work? Are people attending Mass if they're just watching it on television?
I think they're doing the best that they possibly can. I think if they are sick, remember, if a person is ill, you should stay home.
Right.
And hopefully, if you have Eucharistic ministers going out to them, that would be a good idea if that's possible. Even if not on that particular Sunday, maybe on Tuesday, maybe on Monday. But I think the person at home can do the best that he or she can possibly do by at least marking the day, listening to the readings, praying, and even making a spiritual communion while the Mass is going on.
What does that mean? How do you mean?
Well, because you can't receive sacramentally, you ask Jesus to come into your heart, to come into your mind, come into your soul, to abide with you in a spiritual way.
Okay. Now, this is not the first time the Church has had to deal with a worldwide outbreak of disease. The Black Plague, there was the Spanish flu. It all changed the Church so much. Talk a little bit about that.
They used to have, if you were fairly wealthy, you had your silver straw that you can take the Eucharist, you could take the precious blood with. That all stopped.
Wow.
And as a result, I think they stopped them. There was a connection that they had made, because what did they know about how diseases are communicable? And they made a connection that perhaps having from the precious blood, maybe we should stop that. And so I think that carried over into what we had, and only until recently, the last 20, 25 years, that we have restored that. Right. So that was one of the ways. We didn't have the sign of the peace for everyone at one time. Now we do.
Now, early in the newscast, we heard from Pope Francis that he's praying priests have the courage to go out and visit the sick. Isn't there a danger of priests becoming ill themselves?
Sure. But I also think that priests might know the protocol of what to touch, what not to touch, and to sanitize. I think that's a very important thing. Remember, a number of years ago, we were told this. We were told to wash our hands, and to wash our hands for a period of happy birthday. The thing I think you want to avoid is a panic. I think people who are compromised, people who are have respiratory elements or pulmonary elements, people who are elderly and have those things, people perhaps who have asthma, they have to watch very carefully. But I don't know whether or not all of us should at least be aware and take these common sense precautions.
Sure.
Those people have to be even more careful as we go through this time.
All right, you have a large and very tight-knit parish. How has your flock responded to this outbreak?
Yeah, so far so good. I mean, Mass attendance on Sunday was normal. It's Lent, and so now we have Stations of the Cross. On Friday nights, we have Scripture Faith sharing right in the rectory, so that's kind of sitting at the tables, sharing the Scripture and stuff like this.
Do you fear you won't be able to participate in these Lenten celebrations or traditions if this starts to get a little worse or people get more scared?
I am concerned about that. I'm concerned. I read today or this morning in the New York Times that the nation of Italy has closed down, and that they actually stopped Sunday Masses in the churches. Right. I said, oh my goodness, could this stop Easter? I would hope not, because Easter you get many people. So I don't know. I'm hoping the weather will change before Easter, and maybe this will be a little bit more contained.
Yeah, we can pray.
Yes.
Thank you, Monsignor Guy Massie, pastor of Sacred Hearts and St. Stephen Church in Brooklyn.
Oh,
Thanks for being
welcome.
here today.
Thank you.
If you're watching Currents News on YouTube, be sure to hit the subscribe button and then click on the bell to get instant updates about all of our newest content, because we are putting your faith in the news.